Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited for today's video because this deck that I'm going to be showcasing for today's video is something that I've been working on since, I don't know, probably the same time as with the Vanadium deck. And I just can't wait to show you guys how great this deck is. So the deck that I'm talking about is the Adventurer Synchron deck. And if you're watching TCG or if you play TCG, then you probably know this deck. But in Master Duel, Enchantress was limited to 1. And Rite of Aramis is limited to 2. It's not as good as it is in TCG in my opinion. So having only 2 in Master Duel, well, even worse, having only 1 Enchantress in Master Duel before, it's really rough, and you're gonna have to play around with just having 1 Enchantress. So having 2 Enchantress after the update or after the updated ban list for the Master Duel, it makes a huge difference because you get twice the amount of chance of drawing Enchantress instead of just having 1 in your deck. And the version of this deck that I'm going to be showcasing, there's actually 2 versions for this variation. This is the hand loop version. But the thing with this deck is, look at this, there's a lot of UR and SR for this deck, so I don't recommend this for new players of Master Duel. And even if you have a means to get a bunch of URs on your first day of playing Master Duel, if you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or this is the first time you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, I really don't suggest this deck because this is one of the most complicated decks I've ever played in Master Duel. It's just crazy. That's why I love this deck, because the amount of freedom that you have with this deck is crazy. The amount of freestyling that you can do. But with that, of course, comes knowledge and stuff. You need to know what each of these cards do so you can really freestyle however you want. And there you have it. Of course, you need to know the main combo, which I'm going to be showing you guys today, so don't you worry about that. Of course, I'm going to be showing you guys the deck list. We're going to go over this one by one. We have 2 Dwelling Lockbird, 2 Jet Synchron. One more thing that I do love about this deck is you can customize it to your liking, and it's still gonna do good. So this is how I made my deck list, and this is, for me, what works. So yeah, we have 3 Maxi, we got 1 Assault Synchron, 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Water Enchantress, 2 Revolution Synchron, 1 Junk Servant, 2 Stardust Synchron, 1 Stardust Trail, 1 Wandering Griffin Rider, 1 Fenrir, and 1 Unicorn. So I'm running the Kashtir because it's a free level 7 summon. We got 2 Diabell Star, 1 Foolish Burial, 2 Tactics, 1 Stardust Illumination, 3 Synchro Overtake, 3 Small World, 2 Rite of Aramis, 1 Original Sinful Spoils, 1 Dracoback, 1 Fateful Adventure, 2 Call by the Grave, 2 Wanted, and last but not least, 2 Infinite Impermanence. You can change some of the cards in the deck list however you want. For example, having 3 Imperm, you can remove all of the Small World. I have 3 Imperm. You can have 3 Jet Synchron. I've tried all of that. I did have Crossout before and have Nibiru and Effect Veiler, but only 1 Crossout really hurts that strat because you're not really gonna be drawing that Crossout all that much. If you draw it, that's great, but if you draw it going second, for example, Crossout is just, it's honestly kind of useless. Unlike Tactics, this is a good card going first, good card going second. It's just a great defensive card. Moving on to the extra deck, we got 1 Herald of the Arclight. This is the main line of play you want to go for. TG Hyper Librarian, Jet Warrior, Axel Synchron, Junk Speeder, Stardust Charge Warrior, Stardust Dragon, Tyframe Lord Omega, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon, Trishula, Ravenous Croco Dragon. Very nostalgic. This is also a card that I use in in my virtual world. So yeah. We also have the Baron de Fleur and Bestial Dispatter, and last but not least, Crimson Dragon. Just an insane card, man. It's really, really good. Moving on, I'm gonna be teaching you the main combo, and then I'll be showing you some replays after that. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Alright, so the main combo with this deck is, of course, Enchantress and Synchro Overtake, or a way to get into Jet Synchron. Or if you have Jet Synchron already in your hand, that's good. Just activate Enchantress and stuff like that. There's already a lot of stuff that we can do with this hand. We can even activate Small World to bait out an Ash, or activate Synchro Overtake to bait out an Ash, and we can still have a play with Small World. We can remove the Ash, and you know, it's a lot of stuff that we can do. I do want to explain why I put Small World in there, because in Master Duel, we have Maxi as a hand trap, and Maxi is just an insanely good card that you need Ash and Call by the Grave in every deck so you can counter a Maxi. So we have a Small World because it's one of the few ways that we can search out our Ash as well. Most of the monsters that we have in this deck can be a bridge to one another. 3 copies of everything that you need. So if you need a Water Enchantress, you can count Small World as a copy of Water Enchantress. If you need an Ash, then that's a copy of Ash as well. And it's also a good way to bait an Ash. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate Water Enchantress, activate Rite of Aramis, special summon a token, get Fateful Adventure in the field, And now we normal summon our Jet here, or we activate Synchro Overtake. Special summon Jet Synchron. Activate effective Fateful Adventure. And then we grab this. We activate this. We get the Griffin Rider. Then we throw away our Draco back. We don't really need it going first. Don't need to activate that as well. Activate Wandering Griffin Rider. Special summon in the field. And we have 3 summons already. We Synchro summon to Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon using Jet Synchron and the Wandering Griffin Rider. Activate Stardust effect. We get the Jet Synchron in the field. So that's 5 summon. If they're gonna Nibiru us, they would Nibiru us right here. And you can just chain Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. And if ever they did Nibiru after all of this, for example, they want a Nibiru when Junk Speeder gets out. Of course, Junk Speeder and Stardust Synchron, or Stardust Dragon rather, is unaffected by that. But the tuners are affected though. So do keep that in mind. But it doesn't really matter if we get Nibiru'd here. It's all good. For example, right here we get Nibiru'd. That would be no problem at all. We already have everything we need. We can Stardust Illumination, get Stardust Trail. Nibiru is level 11 token. And we have Jet Synchron in the graveyard. If we get Nibiru, we can activate that. Throw the Small World, any card in our hand. And then that's a Crimson Dragon already. There's so many things that you can do already. As long as Junk Speeder gets resolved, even if they Nibiru. We're gonna have our first negate using Revolution Synchro and Junk Speeder. We're gonna go into our Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So that's a monster negate already. Next, we're gonna activate Illumination. Special summon Stardust Trail from the deck. Synchro summon Jet Synchron and the Stardust Trail for TG Hyper Librarian. Then Synchro summon Crimson Dragon by using Stardust Synchron and the Stardust Dragon. Also, this is what I like about this deck, is you don't really need Assault Synchron with this, but like with this specific combo line, because there's a lot of combo lines for this deck. There are multiple combo lines, and I'm gonna be showing you all of that, but just not in this video. For this line specifically, you don't really need Assault Synchron. So if you had Griffin Rider here instead to protect from with Nibiru, then you can also use that. Activate Stardust Synchron in graveyard. For example, this is Griffin Rider, no problem. Or Assault Synchron, it doesn't matter. Any monster in there. Activate Trail in the graveyard. Special summon itself. And from here, what I want to do first is activate Jet Synchron, because I want to decrease the chances of drawing the other Stardust Synchron in the deck, or milling it, or basically removing it from the deck, because we are going to need that with Axel Synchron right here. Synchro summon Jet Synchron and Stardust Trail. Axel Synchron, then we get a draw, and then we activate Stardust Trail in the Banished Zone to special summon a level 1 Dragon token. Keep in mind, it is a Dragon token, so it can be used to special summon or to Synchro summon into Bestial Dispatter. Throw our Stardust Synchron in the grave, increase the level. There you go. Activate Crimson Dragon, target the level 9, and then we bring... Oh, nope. We bring out Trishula, and that is the first hand discard. Activate Trishula, discard a hand, discard a card in the hand. There we go. Using Axel Synchro and the token, we Synchro summon Baron de Fleur. That is our second negate and our first Omni negate. And look at how many cards we're drawing. We haven't even committed our normal summon just yet. It's crazy. Alright, next we're gonna activate Revolution Synchron to mill a card from the deck. And then we special summon. It becomes a level 1. We Synchro summon Revolution Synchro and Trishula into a Dispatter. And last, Stardust Illumination. Decrease Stardust Synchron level 3. Synchro summon it to Cyframe Lord Omega. Activate Cyframe Lord Omega. Then activate Bestial Dispatter, and this is the third hand rip. If they activated Maxi in our turn, we can, of course, we negate. We had an Ash, we can negate with Ash, and then we can activate Tactics Talent. Then we can just remove one more, so that's 4 cards potentially. We can remove. That's why I love Talent in this deck. Play these 2 cards, 2 to 3 cards in his hand. So that is the full combo. Some combo lines only have 2 hand rips. Some combo lines have 3 hand rip. And this is one of those lines that has 3 hand rip. And that's why it's the main line that you want to go for. I'm going to be showing you some replays. Most of them are going to be going second instead of going first. Because this is what happens when this deck goes first. It's it's just insane. Anyway, let's move on to the replays.
A few moments later. One eternity later.
One minute, 37 seconds later.
in our universe.